All right, so I was asked 5 reasons why it's important to have a private tour guide in Israel, and I really think a private tour guide can add a huge amount to anyone's experience here. Okay, so the first reason is time. Time is our most valuable commodity. We never have enough time, and we as a private guide can save you a huge amount of time at every stage of your process of both planning your trip to Israel and being in Israel. The first is with the planning, right? A lot of people spend a lot of time doing a lot of research, trying to find out what's interesting, what they want to see, what they want to do. But the private guide can just talk to you for a few minutes, understand what you're interested in, and build you a program without you having to waste time on all of that research. The second thing is when you're in Israel, right? It can be confusing to get around, particularly in places like the old city of Jerusalem, the old city of Akko and Jaffa. A private guide will know their way around. They'll save you so much time getting to where you want to go as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And the final thing is in specific sites. Maybe you want to go to the Israel Museum and see one specific thing. The guide will know where it is and help you get there quickly and efficiently. All of this means that you can focus your time on planning the things around your trip that are important to you, and when you get here, on enjoying your trip without having to worry about where you're going and when. Okay. 2, understanding. A private guide will be able to help you understand this complex country. There are so many layers of history, of politics, of geography, of geology, of flora and fauna. Everything is all mashed up in Israel, and it can be overwhelming. But your private guide will help turn your trip from being a sightseeing trip to an insight-seeing trip. They will be able to filter and synthesize the information that's important and relevant to you in a way that you can understand, and most importantly, in a way that you can enjoy. So it's not a history lecture, but an experience. 3, personalization. A great private tour guide can personalize the tour exactly to what you're looking for. Okay, there's the obvious things, right? Like if you have specific interests, if you have an interest in a particular religion, a particular historical period, maybe you love bird watching or whatever it is, the guide can take you there. But there are other things as well, which you can't get if you're joining a group tour, for example. Maybe you want to start late, finish late, start really early. Maybe you want every other day to be a day off. And all of this is part of the personalized experience that you can only get with a private guide. 4, flexibility. One of the things that I pride myself in is keeping my finger on the pulse of the people I'm traveling with. So when you get here, there may be things that I pick up on that will lead us to be flexible in our program, and that you can only do with a private guide. I'll give you a few examples. I was traveling with someone, and we went to the Israel Museum, and they fell in love with a particular painter. So a few days later, when we were in Tel Aviv, I arranged a private tour in the museum of that specific painter. Another example, I was driving around with another couple, and they kept asking me about the birds they saw. I said, "Are you interested in birds?" They said, "Yes." They hadn't mentioned it in advance. So I called up a local bird watching spot, and we went there to watch the birds come in from their migration at night. It was a highlight of their trip. Or more simply, I was traveling with people who all the time were looking for ice cream. They just loved ice cream. So I made sure that every day we had a stop in an amazing ice cream spot. And that kind of flexibility you can only do on a private tour when you're in full control of what you're doing. A guardian angel. A private guide is also a sort of guardian angel. Israel is a very safe place to visit, and I feel a lot more comfortable walking around here even late at night than I do in London, where I'm from. But still, there are certain neighbourhoods at certain times which you might want to avoid, and your private guide will make sure that you never even sense the slightest hint of any danger. But it goes beyond that. Your private guide will also protect you from being taken advantage of, maybe in the market or in a taxi. And so that means that the only thing you need to worry about here is how you're going to have the best time possible.